Hello, dear people watching Avenue X. Happy New Year. We are officially February the 10th, 2024 on the first day of Chinese New Year, Year of Dragon. Waiting for people to come alive. We have 20 seconds or so delay, but hope you're still on this side of the planet where it's still today. I would be already late for certain places in this world, but Happy New Year! 龙年大吉! I'm in Song Dynasty costume, so I should be doing this. Happy New Year! 恭喜发财, yes! Wish everyone a lot of money, a lot of income, abundance. Yeah, that's the best word. That covers everything. Hi, it's the cool year, right? The year of the coolest zodiac animal, the dragon year. A big year. Usually, in the year of dragon, huge things happen. It always has been like that. So, yeah. Thank you. Can you tell what type of style I am in? Quiz for Chinese. Quiz for Chinese Hanfu. What time period am I in? What time period am I in? Can you tell? I'm pretty dressed up. Happy New Year. So, yes, Allison, you're right. This is Song Dynasty. Very typical song. Pretty much I think everything I have right now on me is certifiably Song. Yes. I was wondering between Tang and Song, but then Tang Dynasty, the high waisted skirts usually are a pain to wear because it's so easy to come off when you're moving around. So I decided to go with Song, and Song also has this particular thing that Tang doesn't have, which is people really like to wear guan, like a hat on top, and even for girls, and it has like all sorts of very elaborate looks and styles. So this is one of them. It's like the lotus flower one. It's a pain to wear it. My head is so heavy. I'm like about to fall off, but it's something that's very peculiar about that era of time. And unfortunately today I cannot do with contact lens, so I have to be wearing glasses. Otherwise it will be perfect. It will be like almost perfect to time travel back to Song and be fine. So today we are doing, wow. Okay, my computer just oversaturated the image. The red pops off so strongly. I don't think in live stream it will look that strong, but basically my idea of today is we are gonna do a live weekly video of news and then just talk about New Year and Dramaland, right? And I'll time code it at the end so that people who come later would be still able to look at it as a weekly video. So before all the good wishes, which I already receive a lot, thank you, and Happy New Year to you all. Before all that talk, let's just run through the items as usually what we would do 9:30 Winnipeg time on Saturday morning, talking about Chinese Dramaland. And once we've gone through all the items, we will resume talking about whatever that we want to talk about on Chinese New Year's Day. This is rarely happens. Like literally on the day that I do weekly video is actually the day of the first day. Okay, so last week we were talking about the dramas that would go live during this week, and they did. And I've been watching both the Nan Lai Bei Wang, Bai Jingting and Ding Yongdai drama of the railway policeman of 1970s, and the Youku period drama, 狄仁杰, 狄公案, 大唐狄公案, which is the one that's based on the Dutch author's novel, Judge Dee's Mystery, case-breaking drama period. I've been watching both of them and pretty much keeping like on track. Yesterday I think one of them didn't update episodes, the other one only updated one. Today I haven't checked. yet, because we're at Chinese New Year's Eve and Chinese New Year's Day. Usually things are not really scheduled for these 2 days. Very brief cap about my impression of both drama is they are watchable, both of them, but neither is very good. Like the type of I cannot wait to recommend it to you level good. They are okay within their genre, but I don't think either of them is gonna explode in any sense, as we've had last year during Chinese New Year. And it's just to do with the production quality, the story quality, writing. And for the Judge D drama, if you compare it to Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, I don't think it's as good. Okay, compared to the story quality, characterization is not as good. Production quality is acceptable. Visual is not painful, although it's fully shot pretty much in Hengdian. Like I recognize every street and every building, and it started to annoy me. It's so recognizable, like everywhere they went, and it was like, okay, that's that. It bothers me, okay? But they did it in a more tasteful way to make it look better than average period drama. But still, the storytelling, the acting, the characters are not very good, based on what I've seen, which is up to episode 8 already. And particularly the main characters. You have a detective team who are going on breaking cases, and you make them up with people with different skills. Usually that's how it works. Yet in this drama, apart from Zhou Yiwei being the male lead, who is doing all the job, everybody else is just like sitting on the side and really not doing anything. And you don't know why they're on the team, and they really have no purpose. And they're very boring characters, very thin, and they're really not doing anything. And then Zhou Yiwei still has that tinge of overacting that he always has. I don't have a huge problem with that, but it's very hard for me to compute that he is Di Renjie, or so far by episode 8. Then the Nan Lai Bei Wang train drama is watchable. That's all I can say. But maybe for younger audiences these days, since they really have no idea about what 70s, 80s look like, then they can just watch it. But I do come from a time where I have memories of 80s, and then also my parents lived through those years. So I have a lot of anecdotal stories. I have seen a lot of things coming from that time in my life, and I know overall the vibe, the way people act and talk, and that whole atmosphere, whether you're accurate to the time. Unfortunately for that drama, only the older actors probably have an idea about what 70s was like. The younger actors really don't, and they can't really play that if they haven't seen it. It's very subtle, but if you know it's there. So I cannot really quite believe it's set in late 70s at the beginning story, and I just have to watch it as like ignore the fact that it's trying to tell a story that's set in that time where it totally vibes not like something that's from that time. And the story itself is watchable, but not super impressively good. So that's the 2 dramas we've talked about previously and aired during this week. Now let's talk about a couple of things this week that has happened, and then we'll talk about other things. So I'm gonna put up a slide of things and then scroll them through. First, for drama, we have this drama on screen, the Her Islands. Previously was called Her Islands. Now it has that stupid title. It's gonna air on CCTV on the 13th. So starting from that day, and pretty much right in Chinese Spring Festival New Year slot. And it is the all-girls drama led by Xu Fan, Ma Sichun, Liang Jing, Li Xiaoran, Sun Qian, all familiar faces, all girls, and family drama, multiple generation drama. Totally depends on the script writing quality, this type of drama. It's either watchable or not watchable. Then the next one, 2 days before Chinese New Year, or 1 day, the Ren Jialun-led fantasy period drama Wu Gengji with Xingfei, Zhu Xudan released a proper first trailer. I'll put it up on screen, but I will not make the sound come out because in case like weird copyright stuff. So this drama has released its first trailer, and you can see it in the corner. That's Wu Gengji. And English title is Burning Flames. And It's been in the making for a while, and at least in this trailer, you can tell that it's their own voice. Ren Jialun is doing his own voice in a period drama. For the end result, how it's gonna work in the actual drama, we don't know because trailer is very selective. Can't quite tell, but I don't have 100% confidence, honestly, of him doing it completely by himself in his own voice in period drama. It's just harder, a lot harder, okay? Contemporary drama, actually, he's doing okay these days. Period drama, not sure. And see the CG, a lot of CG, a lot of light, a lot of color, very typical fantasy period drama from Chinese Dramaland these days. Until you can actually see the drama, it's hard to gauge right now, right, if it's gonna work or not. So that's what that drama is gonna look like, with a lot of people looking like super colorful. That's how I would put it. So they haven't said when it's gonna air, but it has released its first official trailer. So when it happens, it will be on iQIYI. Next, we have a period drama called Xian Yu, and its English title is also Xian Yu, so you don't really know translation yet, how they're gonna do it. It's based on an IP again, a lot of people know, period fantasy drama again, and it's gonna be led by Chen Feiyu and Wang Yinglu. So Chen Feiyu, you know, author, prince of Chinese Dramaland, who is still pulling his calendar and not yet seeing the BL drama airing. And Wang Yinglu showed up the last year in the 一人之下 drama, and I like her quite a lot, but whether they can work off a good chemistry, haven't tried that yet before, so we shall wait and see. Something to look forward to, probably end of this year or even next one, because they're just shooting it. Moving on to the next one, we have a wrapping of a lot of dramas, so we're gonna go through all of them because everybody is wrapping their dramas before Chinese New Year hit, right? You want a holiday undisturbed. This is the contemporary drama that started shooting at the end of last year. Contemporary one called Qian Tu Wu Liang. Sort of like a limitless future kind of meaning. Also not having official English title, and it is the bank drama led by Bai Yu. You recognize him. Wang Zhifei, who's been in many dramas. Dong Yong, recently in Blossoms, you know this guy is a very good actor. Li Naiwen also has been around for ages. And Chen Baoguo, veteran actor. So it's all like male people in banking industry in China. This one is rap. So it's on Youku when it airs. And well, at least they can all go home and have their Happy New Year. Moving on to the next one that's wrapped, which is iQIYI drama when it airs, Unnatural Fire. And I also talked about it, I think, once when they started filming. It's a fire investigation drama, so it's gonna involve prosecutor, lawyer, police, and then fire department investigation. And it's led by Zhang Yunlong, Cai Wenjing, Dai Xu. For these three people, I really love them, like all three of them. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. So Dai Xu is playing a policeman, not quite sure Cai Wenjing's role, and Zhang Yunlong is playing a firefighter department, like investigator, I think, because I've seen leaked photos online of him dressed up in the uniform of firefighter. So it also includes Tu Liang, who's been around in so many dramas. You recognize him probably a lot, yes. And then this guy, I didn't know he's in it, but he's Wang Longzheng. He's from Day and Night, 白夜追凶. Yeah, and looking really interesting with the topic the drama is about and the casting. And Zhang Yunlong in uniform, the more the merrier, okay? So can't wait for this one to come out. Hope we can get to see it before the end of this year, since they just wrapped. Moving on to the next one that has wrapped. This period drama called 千朵桃花一世开, not having official English title either. And when they started shooting, I remember I talked about it once, and people really did rant about its really ugly looking costumes at the opening ceremony. And it is a drama that involves many people, like the newcomers of Dramaland or older veterans and obviously more contested people. They've just wrapped this week, and period fantasy drama, usual thing of Chinese Dramaland. And if you look at the cast, Zhang Bingming, Sun Zhenni, she's like the newcomer. She really showed up and got noticed only since last year's Till the End of the Moon. She's the little fox demon character. So now she's a female lead. Like that's a really fast hopping up the ladder thing. 1,000 peach blossoms bloom forever. Yeah, it's like so. Not a fan of this type of title, but it pretty much means it's not actually. It's not all bloom forever, because 千朵桃花一世开 means thousands of flowers blossom in this one lifetime. That's what it means. And it also includes Wang, is it Huang Duo? I can't even see the name. Anyway, Zhang Yaqin, I like her. I like her a lot. Okay, and she deserves to be female leading a lot of things, but she always plays supporting when it's a bigger production. But hang on there, girl. You'll get there. And this guy, Chen Buchi, the gossip king for the end of 2023. Yeah, that whole episode with his former roommate, epic. Anyway, he's a supporting role. He's not even like male second. He's like male third or fourth in this drama. But anyway, this one is a wrap as well. Moving on to the next wrapping one is the 七夜雪, Snowy Night, right now on Dramalist, but 7 Nights of Snow, that's the literal translation. The drama that got shot literally in mountain and in snow, led by Li Qing and Zheng Shenxi. This drama has also released a trailer this week upon wrapping, so I'm gonna put it up as well on screen here. You can see. Again, I silenced it because it's too hard for me to control the sound of things here. Looking very pretty and cold. They must be freezing, right, during the whole shooting of this. Like, it's real snow. And I can't imagine how lovely it could feel. Green screen, yes, a lot, but also a lot of real snow. And it's, I think from day one, you should know this is not a happy ending story. The IP, the whole IP is about not happy ending story. Okay, so it's not gonna, people are not gonna end together happily ever after type of story. But Li Qing, right? Li Qing, the actress, I'd say she's most attractive and best when she's playing tragic characters. Like if she's in a comedy, it doesn't make her look good. Comedy doesn't suit her. Right? Tragic characters make her look stunningly pretty. Like that, her vibe is just like perfect for tragic characters. So I hope this one turns out to be a good one. I mean, Aiqi's overall aesthetics is pretty good compared to others, I'd say. Fingers crossed it's gonna work. It's gonna have a lot of snow. So this one is a wrap. The two of them. What else do we have? We also have the period drama called 九重子, and its English title is Blossom. It's like, can you be more vague? There are so many Blossom Chinese dramas now on Dramalist. It's a period drama about, I think it's realistic period drama, so it's not fantasy. Set in a real time, and it's these two main characters' story, sort of like marry first and fall in love later. I vaguely remember that's like the structure. Meng Ziyi and Li Yunrui. This one is a wrap too. So they also managed to finish shooting before the end. Actually, there are a couple of more dramas. They supposedly finished shooting, but because they're so low-key and not putting out any official information, I don't even have pictures and videos for them to tell you like the drama is wrap. But one of them is a contemporary drama called 黑白绝. That's from Youku. And I don't know the English title because it doesn't have one. And it's a police type of drama, and it's led by Yang Xuwen and Gai Yuexi. So Yang Xuwen is a male lead, male second character from Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, the guy who's fighting, right? And then Gai Yuexi is the actress who's been working with multiple contemporary drama, like crime dramas in the past couple of years with Chen Xingxu, with Huang Jingyu, those police dramas, if you remember. So these two were the lead, including Li Hongyi, who is the lead of the 少年歌行. Last year, early on, Youku's period drama that did really well. The the youth, the blood, whatever that title. So that drama is a wrap too, but that drama doesn't put out any official material at all. You can't even find the production shot, so can't put anything up here. But you just know that it is done. And there's another drama that is the remake of the Korean drama. 谢谢你听见我. Thank you for hearing, like hear me. That's based on the Korean drama my Ajashi or something like that. It's Zhang Zifeng and Zhao Youting, and it was shot in Chongqing. I talked about it October last year when they first started shooting. I remember that. So that drama actually is also a wrap. Also, they're not putting out any official pictures, but they're wrapping. So these are multiple wrapped dramas that my mister, that one is a wrap. So people definitely are all going home. Now let's briefly talk about Chinese New Year cinema slot, as you can see on screen here. Running through a couple of films that already I'm seeing review coming back, because in China it's half a day earlier than us. So if people went into cinema to watch those movies, they already have ideas about what they look like. The first one, 第20条, now has the English title as Article 20, and it actually refers to the Chinese law of 正当防卫, which is what's the legal term? Defense. Like the type of like you have the right to defense when you're under stress type of thing. It is a law that's been contested a lot in China for a long time because it's there, but it never gets practiced. And in recent couple of years, a couple of real cases actually happened to push this forward to now that the interpretation of this law becomes a lot more forward and clear and fitting the current sort of society, which makes it a really interesting topic to put into a film. So this is a Zhang Yimou movie, all-star cast, as you can see. Lei Jiaying, Zhao Li Ying, Ma Li. Every face that shows up is a well-known face, and it is about prosecutors, lawyers, and police, like people who work in the legal system, who are dealing with 正当防卫, the idea of, like self-defense, and multiple self-defense cases happen in this story. And I've heard from initial feedback from people, it's actually a lot better than people expected. In recent years, Zhang Yimou hasn't done that many good movies, and he gets criticized a lot. So a lot of people thought this is going to be another crappy Chinese New Year slot movie. Seems it's not. Seems it's actually really accurate about how the law gets practiced, this particular thing, and also the professions of prosecutors and stuff gets depicted in this film. At least so far from what I can see, it's overall pretty positive. I will wait more to see more feedback, and obviously when it goes on internet I would want to check it out. So that's 第20条, Article 20. So, and also supposedly I heard that Zhao Liying did really well. Okay. Next one, 红毯先生, the movie Emperor, Ning Hao and Liu Dehua. This very interesting pair of actor and director. The director was actually initially helped by the actor to break into the industry, and 20 years later, they are actually officially working in this project. And it's a huge sort of like 起脸输出, sit on your face and laugh at you film about the whole sort of very heavy, sarcastic commentary on this satire on entertainment business. So everything that actually has happened in Asia or in Chinese or like around last 10, 20 years, famous events, embarrassing moments at festivals or any huge entertainment gossip news, all actually crammed into this movie. So this movie is constantly referring to the real things that actually happened and make a joke on the whole ridiculous nature of entertainment business. Liu Dehua and Di Lao is the male lead, and he is in this film the star who goes to a village to play a character who is a pig farmer, so that he can get awards at a film festival. It's a comedy and it's heavy on, well, just like let's just make everyone our enemy in the industry. Haven't had time to see too much of a feedback on this one. Waiting for it to come in, like in the next day or two. Probably I'll hear more, but this is also a film that's in cinema right now in China. This one, 非诚实 Pegasus 2, if you've seen the first one. This is the second one. Unrelated stories, but still kept some characters, and it's about racing. And Shen Teng and Han Han and that formula. Again, I have no idea about the first one. I haven't watched. So the second one, I will have even less idea about how they're going to go about this. Waiting for also people's review on it. This one, 热辣滚烫, Jialing, YOLO. The one that's based on the 2014 Japanese Endo Sakura-led film 100 Yen Love. But the whole structure is similar. It's like the girl who is completely just like wasting her life away in life because of events in her life led her to learn boxing and pick herself up. Basically, that's her story. The Japanese version is the very, I'd say, more indie movie version, very, very low energy. It has that overall pretty suppressed sort of emotion and slow and vibe of that type of Japanese story that's based in Japanese like contemporary history. It's realistic to the last 20-30 years situation. Whereas when it gets moved to the Chinese version, obviously the social background changes a lot, and she is the director and she's the main lead also. So she rewrites the story to fit it into China's domestic sort of big background. It's still this girl who is overweight and who's given up on her life. She's in her 30s, and for one thing or another, she decided to at least win once. So she went into boxing, and it's impressive because I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say about whether as a story it's very well done. But with the clip I've seen, the only super impressive thing, obviously very obvious, is she is fantastically, unimaginably strong, and I have no words to describe how cool this lady is. She's 42 this year, okay? So when she did this, she's like 41 or something. She was over 200 jing, which is like 100K. She lost weight to her lowest body weight point was under 55K. And within 1 year. So she lost half of her weight within 1 year. Then she got trained to build muscles so that she could do those things that I can't even, like, I really want to. Like, I'm trying to get a bit more muscle so that I can do that. But I, like those pull-ups, those push-ups with like one hand, those super hard to do for girls. Even when you're skinny, right? It's hard to do. And she built so much muscle on her arms, her like, she's got like legit, like even not 6 packs, is like 2 packs is already there. Back muscle, like in those shots where there's backlit, you can see all the muscle on her back. Like she literally just changed herself from this chubby, big, overweight, obese woman to boxer. And all the fighting and boxing in this film is done by herself. And you can look at the speed that she can do things, which is, you can fake it. You can fake it. You can fake it with anything, and it's not a body double. It's her. It's her doing it. She's so incredible. And knowing like losing weight, what it's like, although I've never lost half of my body weight, I've lost quite a significant amount. I've tried before. I know how hard it is. But after that, you actually build up muscle on top and then do all those incredible things. I'm like, I still haven't managed to do that. And I know how hard it is. Okay, so I was like, oh my God. She's So even just watching this as a documentary of Jialing losing weight and become strong within 1 year on screen for you to make it happen, she's so just encouraging everyone, right? It's like, if you really want to turn your life around, no matter how shitty it looks right now, it's possible. You can literally get reborn. So she gave herself a rebirth, and for that, I really want to watch this movie just to see her on screen, like showing up as two different people. Then this level of physical change is just it's not just losing weight, right? Building muscle is like 3 times harder than losing weight. If you've ever tried that as a girl, you know how hard that is. So I can't wait. And then this last one, Viva la Vida, about the 2 young people who have terminal disease, and they venture into Chinese New Year slot to see if people want to see them not dying. Okay. Again, I haven't heard too much of a feedback, but based on what I've seen, they are saying it's one of the better ones of this director, because he's done a couple that are all terminal disease type of film, and in comparison, the other ones to the previous works, they say this one is better, but I only see a couple of people's reviews, so I cannot be sure, and this probably wouldn't be one of those hottest film. Anyway, during this Chinese Spring Festival slot. So those are the films, I think, yes. So we're at the end of the slideshow of the things that we are going to talk about this week. There is another animation movie in cinema, but again, it's something that only local, like domestic Chinese people watch. I don't think international audiences care about it much. It's the franchise of the Bear story that is already in the 8th or 9th year. I can't even remember. Anyway, that movie is also out. So this year's Chinese New Year slot cinema is very small in terms of how many films are here and how many heavyweight blockbuster and high investment and contested films are in there. It's not as crazy as last year. We have a very small year, I'd say, for Chinese cinema Spring Festival slot 2024. Still, though, we have these couple of main people who are competing against each other. So let's see at the end who is going to come out on top. Personally, I would want to see the Zhang Yimou one. I would want to see the Jia Ling one. And I really also want to see the Andy Lau and Ning Hao, the movie Emperor one. Those are the 3 ones. If I were in China, I probably would spend money to see. 熊大熊二, yes. So these are what we have this year, and obviously we have like the New Year Galaxy show that nobody is watching, but then you know that just happened 24 hours ago, and that's it. And this week, because it's off week, so I doubt much is gonna happen in Chinese Dramaland. So next week's weekly video probably will have nothing. It will just be me sitting there, and it's like, hi, we have nothing happening, but hey, it's the holiday week. What can you say? Unless like epic gossip happens. We will get any BL. No news. Unlikely. Okay. I'm so shiny and oily, so I'm just gonna pat myself down right on camera. Yeah, BL. You wish. So that's my quick talk that took about half an hour about this week's Chinese Dramaland. I will code it after this whole live stream finishes for people who come later to see it. Yeah, it's first day of Year of Dragon. So this year is called Jia Chen. In the Tiangan Dizhi of Chinese way of calculating time. Jia is wood, is the big wood, is big tree. Like a elm tree is a jia. And Chen is dragon, represented by dragon. Chen is also Tu, I think, earth. Anyway, Jia Chen Nian. So technically it is a green dragon or wood dragon year. Last year was a water bunny, black bunny. Yes. So this year is a green dragon year. Dragon year usually is really good for zodiac animals such as rat and what. Like there's this weird relationship about animals. But usually, okay, Year of Dragon tends to have very epic big things happening. Politically, usually. Like the structural things of the world, usually that's the case. If you look back on history. And this year we have very weird astrologically a movement that may make... So if you think life is difficult, just stick with it until end of April, or like as far as end of May. Supposedly, okay, for astrological movements. By end of May, the hardest time of this year would already be like 80% of the shitty stuff of 2024 will be happening before May. Particularly around April is going to be the peak of a lot of epic things happening in this world. And for a couple of very major political figures in this world, at least, it's unlikely that they're all gonna be okay. All right, one or two is gonna see some epic things happening to them, and at least that's astrology. And we shall wait and see. I mean, it's not too far away. 2 months to go, so just stay safe, low key, and keep your spirit up high. Once you live through April, you're gonna big things, right? The big things in this world wise, it would have gone through the hardest time. So hang on there. We're not so far away from that. Depending on where you are, the whole sort of stocking up food thing, really. Certain places will not be affected at all. If you live in a place where already everything you use and eat is imported, like if you already live in a country or city where all the essential food and whatever is imported, then stock up a bit, right? You don't have to panic, but things may get affected. If you live in a place that has its own growing and manufacturing capability, then not so worrying, I think. So that's just the big things, right? Big things. And in terms of Dramaland, we are at the official off week, so not that much would be going on. Once it goes back to running usually after the first half of the month of New Year, traditionally speaking, 元宵节, the 15th of the first month. So from today is the first day, 15 days forward. We're pretty much right after Valentine's Day. People will go back to work in Dramaland officially. Particularly for people who are working on the crew, like the lighting crew, gaffer, all those people usually come from villages. And during Chinese New Year, they would all go back to their village. And it's very tradition for village people to actually celebrate this for half a month. So technically, all those people would not be coming back to work until then. And Dramaland will start to get busy in 2 weeks' time. Dramaland-wise, yes, I agree with Questline. It was boring. Chinese drama was boring. Although if you invest in American stock market, you'd be very happy. Because the passing month, things are just insane. Like how fast it's just going up. Like particularly in the area of chips, all those high-tech companies, their stock are just shooting up. Like I think one day, because I was looking at the stock, and one day the number for ASML was 760 or something. Next day, pulled right up to 860. So they jumped 100 overnight. I'm like, what? Yeah. So my phone suddenly just like looking all the green of American stock market, and then China's stock market was crapped out. Just so bad during last couple of weeks that the government actually comes out and said there are people intentionally doing this, and they have incarcerated people for malpractice in the whole finance world of China. It's insane. But in Dramaland, really, we've had a very boring and not very eventful, fruitful January. February, we shall see. So far, I haven't seen a huge candidate yet. Right now, it's not really anything new that seems to be promising. Yeah, unfortunately for Dramaland, it's extremely exceptionally quiet and boring. But recently, I've been watching the iQIYI drama that I initially, when I said last week that I had no hope for it to be good. The contemporary romantic drama My Special Girl, 独一有二的他. I actually have been chasing this drama every day ever since it started. It's pretty fun. It's a lot better than I thought. And compared to the other 霸总, right? Like Chen Xinxu 霸总 drama, it still has the same structure of the much more older, matured, successful guy and the young, fresh graduated from university girl. But this drama takes a lot more relaxed and grounded approach to tell this type of romantic story, and it actually works out really well, both the leading couple and the second lead couple, and it's a lot of fun, like real fun, not pretentiously plain cute fun that I don't get for a lot of romantic dramas. It's actually comedy. And every day it's my cheap happiness. I don't think it's the greatest romantic story out there. I don't think that many people would really care about it. But when I was watching it, I was entertained. And these days, it's so hard to even just get entertained by dramas because often you feel hard. You're working to watch those dramas. You don't want to watch it, but you're still watching it because of what I'm doing. But as I was watching My Special Girl, I wasn't feeling I was working. I was like, this is so fun. So I would recommend you, if you want to have some really happy romantic drama that really is no pain at all and really ridiculously funny at places where you don't expect it will be fun, and the logic of relationships, progress of characters, and how people get together and how they react in realistic situations also work pretty reasonably for a contemporary person's sense and sensibility. If you like that type of drama, I'd recommend right now is the 24 episodes. Tomorrow, it's going to be the last 2 episodes. It's going to finish airing 23, 24 tomorrow. Today is 21, 22. On iQIYI, Zhang Yunlong, Song Yiren, Zhou Yanchen led My Special Girl, 独一有二的他. It's pretty interesting. It's a very fun drama. No, it's on iQIYI. I don't think it's on Youku. It's on iQIYI, and it's just no pressure, no hard feelings at all, and cute. Like, it's really cute. And the 2 leads are in drama, 10 years age difference. The guy is 10 years older, and it's one of those rare, not 油腻, right? Older guy with a younger girl that doesn't feel wrong in any sense, and it's actually a lot of fun to watch. And also the supporting roles are not there to waste your life, waste your time. They're also very adorable, and they're all integrated pretty well into the whole thing. And it's only 24 episodes. Oh, and if you've liked iQIYI's more than a year ago drama, 我的秘密室友, the one that I really liked, I think I made 2 videos about it. The time travel love story played by Xiang Hanzhi and Yang Xuwen. If you still remember that drama, the time, like 2 people living in the same flat, but at 2 different timelines, that drama. If you've watched that drama and you enjoyed it, a lot of the sets in that drama got reused in this one. In My Special Girl. So both dramas are produced by iQIYI, and they're actually shot probably very close to each other because for this one, although it came out in 24, it actually was shot in 21. And the 我的秘密室友, the time travel one, was also shot in 21. So they probably were shot back to back. And so they probably rented the whole set, like just for 2 dramas to be there. I don't know, like around the same time. So the flat, the apartment that Armeli lives in My Special Girl is also the apartment that the lawyer lives in秘密室友. Also, the place where my special girls guys company, like in the big business sort of like area CBD building where their company is situated in, is also where my 我的秘密室友 female leads the journalists company, like the same building. You see a couple of repeated set that literally is just reused from those two dramas, and I don't know why I see these things. I see like they didn't even change any of the decoration in the room. It's the same sofa, same desk, same table, same everything. I don't know why, but I get really excited when I see those things. Anyway, so yeah, 张云龙资源不好，家行不做人啊。M, you said 张云龙 why 资源不好。He never had good ones. Really, he never had very good ones in his whole career ever since he signed up with Jiaxing. Jiaxing is not so good a company at planning for their people's future. Let's be honest. Think about the people who are signed up with Jiaxing: Zhang Bingbing, Gao Weiguang, Liu Ruilin, right? Previously Yang Mi. Think about all those people. Zhang Yunlong. He can act. If he's given the right script, he can actually get pushed and act really well. He's good looking for sure. In period dramas and in contemporary, probably better in contemporary. He has very good proportion in terms of like fitting 21st century aesthetics of having that models build of small head and tall and then white shoulder. And so all the proportionally is, he looks good in a wide shot, but also in the close-up. That's what I would say. So and his line delivery is okay. So overall, he also was an athlete, right? He's a professional soccer player previously. So everything considered, he has a pretty good overall graph if you're doing that whole game thing of gauging him, right? He's not 六边形战士 necessarily, but he doesn't have a significant shortcoming in any sense. But then the company he signed up with was just never really the the company has any idea or taste. Also, I have a feeling that he himself is not such an ambitious guy. Like, he's not so cutthroat, and he's not the type of guy who would do questionable things too much to get what he wants and trample over everybody. You have that sense of he's slightly laid back, and he's not so interested in climbing to the top of the industry. You have the feeling like he is not the type of people who are doing it like, if I can't get to the top, I'll die. He tend to be not really himself, right? So motivated to get it really big. At least that's how it feels to me when you look at his interviews and how he sort of talks about acting in his life and in general. So I don't think he's so motivated. And in this game, like the people who are cutthroat, you need to first be super motivated to start with. Otherwise, it's just so hard to just go into this. And if you don't want it, you wouldn't put that much. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. Because if he can stay relatively, say, low-key, still get a jobs coming in, and as time goes on, if he keeps exist in this industry, he with his basically like set of looks and everything and very robust health, like you can tell, a professional athlete, he can act till he's 80 and 90. He could become one day Yaso of the 50 years later drama. Like, he would be one of those actors I can see is not gonna slip away as time goes on and become too lazy and fat and old and to retire. He has the potential of like act till his hair is all gray if he wants to. So not necessarily a bad thing. And honestly, if you climb to the top, right, becoming like as say like as well known as Hu Ge or as influential as those, like, would it necessarily mean that you will have a better life? Not necessarily. And particularly in China, right? If you get to that level, you're gonna be so under scrutiny, and everybody is gonna just like chase after you. Like, are you married, or who's your girlfriend, and who's your child? Everything you do, you're gonna be under spotlight. And is that better life? And I mean, as long as he, like, with his current life, I'm pretty sure he's financially totally fine. Like, if you have that much money in your bank account, multiply it by 2, it's not gonna change anything. Like, in terms of your life quality, right? So if he's living a happy life and he's being okay, like, it's not bad. And sometimes I don't think actually climbing to the top is the best thing that can happen to you. It can really mess you up if you're not strong enough. And it just gives you so much more trouble than it's worth. I enjoyed a lot of things he's done before, and I think he has potential. It's just I think of previous jobs he's done, films and televisions, he really hasn't been tested too much yet in terms of being a professional actor and get pushed to do things that he hasn't done before. That's way beyond his reach, and that can kind of propel you to move forward, kick you in the butt, and jump onto a new level. He hasn't had that opportunity yet, and it's all pretty much within his comfort zone. Last year's like the Legions, what Legions? 山河之影, the period drama, also 爱启明 dynasty 锦衣卫 drama. He's pretty good in that one too, and his character actually he did really good. Like, every important scene in that drama where he needs to act, he did. But that drama didn't do well overall. The story wasn't good enough. The drama didn't get noticed. Therefore, even when he does a good performance, it's like doesn't really count for anything. Situation, right? So he just has potential, but whether it's ever gonna meet an opportunity to explode him, that's in his chart. Maybe it will never happen, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong thing. I really went back to rewatch My Roommate is a Detective after I watched My Special Girl, just because in this drama, it reminded me of the happiness I experienced when I was watching My Roommate is a Detective with him and Hu Yitian. For both of them, it's their best dramas. They haven't had a better one, before or after. It only happened once, very sad. But now I went back to look at it, I'm still like, wow. It was golden, and we got it, like, that was like out of nowhere, and not an existing BL IP at all, but who doesn't ship 三土和四爷? Eh? Who doesn't ship these two, number 3 and number 4? 3 Earth and Mr. Ford. I still like, in my head, I often write, I imagine their second season, not the one Aiqi made that's unrelated, still led by them, but the character Qiao Chusheng and Lu Yao. I often in my head sometimes dream about the second season story of them. And sometimes I make up stories in my head for them, for the characters, because I just adore them. They're so perfect. Do people male lead perfect mismatch? Luo Zheng Luo who? Perfect mismatch. Can somebody type the Chinese title out? I have no idea. 小城故事多 I watched. I did check out the last couple of episodes, but I didn't think I had time to watch it minute by minute. I did check out the end, and it's a happy ending, I'm pretty sure. When I have time, I will go and comb through it. I just was too busy with a lot of other things that I need to do. Yeah, it's overall a pretty enjoyable drama. Like I said, not the best thing out there. Probably wouldn't remember it for long, but while you're watching it, you wouldn't feel necessarily it's a waste of your life either. So for people who asked questions, let me know if you can type it out in Chinese, because I have no idea. Perfect mismatch and 罗正 who? 白敬亭、王鹤棣、龚俊、黄景瑜、刘宇宁 how to market themselves aggressively. Does Huang Jingyu know? I don't think Huang Jingyu markets himself aggressively. I think it's like he gets special treatment. And we don't necessarily know why, but we can all guess. And we probably will never get a confirmed answer, but it does not matter. You can sense it. He gets special treatment. I don't know why, but I have a feeling of where it might be coming from, and it's okay. It's China, and every country has that, you know. If you know the details, you'll know. If you don't, yeah. So I think for Huang Jingyu, he actually doesn't need to market himself that aggressively. Luo Zheng. Okay, I have no idea. Let me look at what he looks like. Oh, this guy. Okay, you see, I have no idea who he is, so that just means he's not that famous. Sorry. But honestly, if you're a complete unheard of actor in China, for me, that means you're unheard of. Because I know already a lot more than most of the people. Because of how many dramas I watch and how much stuff it's just over years. I'd be a really good casting director for a lot of people, because if they say I need this role, this age, this, I can give you the best answers you can possibly find in drama and filmland, just because so many people are in my head. This guy, you see, it doesn't make a connection, but when I see his face, I know, okay, he's from that drama and that drama and that drama, obviously. I've actually previously seen certain things he's done. Not my type of guy. That's only what I can say, you know? Because for this type of, is he good looking? Is he handsome? Is he not? It's hard. You sometimes don't even know, what's your standard, because often people come around and they're not fitting any of your preference, and yet they still appears to be really attractive. And you don't quite really always know logically, rationally, what is making it work or not, right? So all I can say is this guy doesn't work on me. His handsomeness, if there is, does not connect with my computing. My program running in my head of recognition is like when I look at him, it's not gonna tag him as good looking. Basically, that's how my brain would function. But that's just me. I have no idea why it's like that. It's cold again in Winnipeg. Well, it's not so bad. I mean, compared to that week in January, middle of January, when it was everything minus 25, this is okay. This is okay. And it's not going to dip even below minus 20, which is does not count for anything in Winnipeg. January that week was bad. And that week I had to go out every day in the morning at 8 o'clock. You can't believe how bad it was. Oh my God. Everything was frozen, even my glasses and my eyelashes. But now it's yeah, it's been warm for more than half a month. What more do you want? It's Winnipeg, it's January and February, and it was 0. And snow was almost completely gone and melted. Miracle for this time of the year. I haven't seen it in the last 10 years or something. So you've already had an easy 2 weeks, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Come on, be honest. 狗事儿快跑. I watched up to almost episode 18 or something, and I quit. To me, it's not a good drama. It's almost everybody is doing their job and nobody is actually acting bad. Everyone is a good actor in the drama and probably better than a lot of dramas, but when it puts together, I don't know what the story is trying to do. It doesn't build me any characters I deeply root for. I feel empathy, sympathy, love, and care about their future character, and it's odd because with this setting of Japanese occupation and in a village, it's like so easy to know like everybody's gonna get effed right at the end of the story, that type of setup, and so many people are gonna die, and it's just not gonna be pretty. And therefore, you already kind of, before you go into the drama, you're heading for some form of tragedy unavoidable. And even with that over, sort of like looming over future, you still actually, like while I was watching it, I still don't feel anything for any of the characters. Like I don't quite care about, I know they're gonna, but whatever. I don't grow to care about them. And I think that's a big problem in terms of like story writing, is you already have this backdrop that's set up for high tragedy, yet you're like by episode like 14, 15, I still don't care about much like what the story is about and the characters' fate, and I find it's just going through the motions every day and watching them making those like comedy moments, and it's like everyone is a good actor, but like why should I care about the story? The story is, I can't bring any action, like emotional connection to those routes. So I kind of just slipped off like gradually and didn't go back to check it. It's not bad, but it's not engaging. I don't care. That's how I would put it, is I don't care about any of the characters' fate in that drama. Oddly, when they are like all pretty much like at gunpoint every day. So that's the soldier story, 狗剩快跑 on 爱奇艺. It's already finished. What does that mean for summer? Well. Can you imagine -20? Well, -20 is just... -20 is actually not that bad. Oddly enough. It's not that bad. Just texting. Yes, they're texting each other all the time. I don't know what's watchable about that. Like, why would you want to watch these two people texting? Also, okay, so for the Wu Lei and Zhao Jingmai Miss Snowstorm of Love on Tencent, I quit watching it, as I said in my video, after episode 7, 8, and I just couldn't continue. Didn't go back, but I do, like, I see other people's clips and stuff online about what goes on. There's one point I think a lot of people made that's very valid that I didn't say about that in my review, which is it's all romanticized and it's all good in a romantic drama and fine, but in a realistic sense, okay, if you're younger or in early 20s, you go to a foreign country where you have nobody there, right? Pretty much, you have a brother who is like more useless than you are, and you run into strangers you've never met. Yes, they're from the same country and they speak your language and seem to be very nice people. It would be stupid for you to trust them so fast. I mean, yes, at the beginning, she's like, okay, let me take a photo of your like car plate and make sure you're not like some human trafficking weirdos. But she very soon let down the guard, and they were in, like, they barely know each other in the drama. Zhao Jingmai and Wu Lei's Rao. They barely know each other. And they're already eating, like, in his apartment, I think, together and drinking and getting, like, not fully drunk, but kind of, like, with a stranger guy. Only you and him in his place. No, that's stupid. If you want to eat, go out in a restaurant, right? In a public place where people can see you. At least do that, okay? And I was thinking, like, alarm clock going on in my head. It's like, that's not something you should be doing. And you certainly shouldn't be putting that out in the romantic contemporary drama with a beautiful filter and lens. And you see, like, Zhao Jingmai and Wu Lei, these two lovely people. Obviously, they're not going to do anything wrong, and they're all good, decent people. But in reality, putting that out in the drama where a lot of young people watch it, I think it's slightly questionable, to make that type of plot on screen and romanticize it and make it look so perfect and cool. And I'm like, not really cool. If I were their, like, parents or, like, older, like, aunt or even cousin, I'm just gonna grab the girl. I'm like, what the heck are you thinking? What the heck are you thinking? What? That's like one thing that's really easy when I was watching it. I already felt it, but I didn't talk about it. And then I saw other people talking about it. It's like, girls, okay? It's fine. Like, because, it's a drama and it's Wu Lei. But realistically, don't do that stupid thing. And Wu Lei is, again, Wu Lei, right now at his age and experience and his overall, just like the person he is in time, 2023 for, he needs to play Nianxia. He needs to play Nianxia, which is the younger guy in a relationship with a more matured woman. That's his perfect comfort place because his acting is not yet there and his experience is not yet there. And when he tries to play, I'm 6 years older than you and I know everything better than you, it's funny. He's like trying to be like cool and matured and it's like you're playing cute, girl. I know everything you're doing. Oh my god, that's so stupid. I can't bear watching it. Like how embarrassed you are when you're like seeing a kid trying to pretend they're adults, but they have no idea what they're doing. Oh wow. It's just, even with Wu Lei's adored public image since he was a kid, because he was a kid actor and everybody loved Filio, let's be honest, Unnatural Fire, yeah. You have the filter on him. And even with your forgiving gaze upon this guy, it still is just so, like when he's trying to play cool, oh my god, you're trying too hard, oh my god. Like if you step another step further, you turn into Yang Yang. Okay, you turn into Song Ye in Fireworks of My Heart. That would be a tragedy. Okay, that would be a great tragedy. Stop. Like in my heart, I was just like, Wu Lei, you should stop now. Don't do it. You're turning into Yang Yang. You're turning into Duan Wang, and I can't deal with that. No. Okay. The tennis drama is totally fine because he was playing somebody who's a lot more like himself in life. The bright, sunshine, youthful energy of a sports athlete, young guy. I was like, oh my god, what? I just like, I am very confused about, is it because people around him, there's nobody in his life telling him he should not be playing this type of role now? It's so wrong and misfit. Or is he trying to himself prove that he's an adult now and like trying so hard so that this misfit is weird, okay? And honestly, I don't feel any sort of charm, charisma from his character in the Snowstorm. Like I cannot compute whether I'm like at my current age or like 10, 20 years younger, I'd be ever falling for that kind of guy. I'd probably get creeped out. Like that's and that would be my honest expression. It's like, ew. It's not gonna work. Okay, totally not gonna work. Yeah. And also like Wang Xingyue, I only see him show up like for a couple of scenes and I quit the drama. The actor who was in 宁安如梦, he plays the girl's cousin, older brother. He's also so I mean, playing old, playing like all the suits and perfect hair and like, I'm an adult, right? I'm so cool and collected and oh, stop, it's so, yeah, like looking at kids playing adults is really, like you can play house at home, but don't play it in front of a camera and in a proper production and trying to sell me the story. All right, it's goosebumps. It was bad. It's emotionally a trauma. So I quit the whole drama because these two guys are like, no. I turn around and I click open whatever and I don't know, like I search Jude Law and I watch his older movies so that I get a balance of hormones, okay? uh, yeah, yeah. You glossed over a lot of dramas. Well, I hope I've saved your time. Jonathan. That hopefully that's useful, because you know, like why I cut my videos from my channel, right? Is because really there really isn't that much worth talking about and worth your time and my time. When I said I'm gonna cut the Thursday video, it's because really there's nothing I want to talk about those dramas. I watch them and I don't even want to waste your life and letting you know that I've watched them. They're that bad and boring. Sorry about the voice. Let me just. Fighting for Love. I need to catch up because my special girl showed up and I completely dived into that one. It worked better. It worked a lot better for me, and therefore I kind of ignored Fighting for Love. And I have heard it got weirder later. I've heard from people who said that later episodes after I made my video, it started to get a bit weird. So I haven't invested my time in yet. In case, you know, I wanna just watch and finish Special Girl and then go see the ones I've left hanging there. I talked about K-drama with Margot. I talked about that last week at the end. About that 70 episodes showed up and disappeared. I know if you want to watch, you probably can find it because some people pulled it off the internet, but I'm not interested in that, really. And to me, those two guys, the two leads of that drama, they're not real actors at all. And I've seen their previous stuff. I'm like, I have no confidence in their acting, so might as well just not invest and waste my life. Have you seen Huang Junjie in dramas? He's really bad at acting, frankly speaking. So I don't need to watch that. I mean, even with actors who are relatively good, like Zhang Xincheng, right? When he was in Justice, the dark last year, that showed up for 8 episodes and got pulled off, it was hard to watch. Even when he's a good actor overall, but when he actually doesn't understand what BL is and he's playing it from the wrong angle, oh, it was bad. Okay, so even with a proper actor who doesn't know what he's doing in a BL, it can. Then with an actor who can act, who's not even an actor, okay? I can't. Okay? I just imagine Huang Junjie in a BL drama. I'm like, quit. No. Screenwriters, depending on what type, like very famous, very top tier writers, they have their own studio, and they would have often they act as the 总编剧, who would be basically writing the outlines and giving out tasks to people, and people under him or her would be writing and then submit it back to this person. This person go through it again, fix things. A lot of dramas were done that way, but given that you are already a very established and well-known writer, there are also writers who would just write everything themselves. So different types. Both types exist in Dramaland. But we're talking already about like big name. So the type of people, if they attach their name to the project, it would actually make the project more noticeable type of level of writers. And for the smaller ones, it wouldn't be necessary, right? Yeah. So RV, I agree with you. The thing is, with that type of setup, it's very unrealistic, particularly for the guy who is like 30 years old, 32, 35, whatever, and he's very successful. And he's like, what? He went to Stanford, or is it whatever, American university, and he's a genius of computer science. Like, just imagine all that setup, and with Zhang Yunlong's look. Unless he's like he's asexual, or he has some weird things going on with him. There's no way that he's never had a relationship. Like, it's gonna be really odd. And he's not the typical genius who lock themselves in the room and not socializing with other people. I mean, he knows how to dress, how to comb do his hair. Look at his suits, and he has perfumes. Like, he has fragrance at home. Like, he wear them. So at what point can you even like make sense that this type of properly socialized guy and bloody good looking and super clever is not gonna be like followed by like a crazy number of girls who are just like constantly chasing after him? No way. So the whole thing is he's 30, but he never had a relationship. Is like, yeah, I believe it. Okay, on another planet, like parallel universe, maybe, but that's not gonna be real. Like, for this world, come on. So that is a very unbelievable setup, to be honest. Okay, and certainly not how I would write stories where I would put it. Like, you know, like I find it's just too idealistic and silly. But given that very unrealistic setup, they really played it pretty well. In terms of acting and writing is, okay, so we have this a bit idealized setup. How are we gonna make it work for this story? It worked out pretty well, I'd say. He played it very realistically. Right, but yeah, but like if I think about Zhang Yunlong as a real person, as himself, like yeah, this guy I no way. Like, he probably was like 15 when he was no longer a virgin. I'm just saying, okay, like, not believable, but for the story's sake, it worked at least. And they so basically both actors understand, right, what, say, given the setup, like, neither of us have had a relationship with other people before, what it would be like, how would we act? They understand it, like the logic and sort of the reasoning part of those actors and the scriptwriter and director are normal, so that they can pull it off. So now we are really playing this guy who is super successful, good looking, but then never had a relationship. How is he gonna approach it? And they actually make it really reasonable and very adorable. Like the whole that scene when they were doing the karaoke and he went into the loo to learn a song on spot and just struggle with himself. Just, this is stupid, but I have to do it. This is stupid, but I have to do it for the girl. And that whole sequence was so funny, and it played it really well. Okay, I don't believe this type of setup realistically would happen, but given, right, in the story, there's no problem of execution, of actually doing it. So that's what I feel about it. Why is the chat so dry? Because everybody, it's for today. You're not supposed to work. You're supposed to enjoy your life. Stay at home, like sleep over, eat, be happy. The most important day of the year, first day of the new year in China, you're supposed to just stay at home and be happy, okay? So, I'm working. I'm technically working today. I got up at 6 a.m. 你大年初一6点起床. It's like only 80-year-old people do that. And this is YouTube, right? It does not make sense, but I got up at 6, seriously. So this head that took 2 hours to get dressed up like this. Yeah, I have fun, but it doesn't mean it's easy. And this thing is so heavy. I think it's like 3D print, some kind of plasticky thing. So it's actually quite heavy, the whole lotus thing. 杨子范丞丞 No, I didn't. Sorry. I will probably go back and check 金世佳 and 杨子 moments and cut it there. And I did see again clips on internet these days about the whole thing that she actually has no memory of, which is a different thing than what she projects in reality. I'm like, what? Okay, that's weird. I didn't see that angle coming from where. Totally didn't see that in the early parts, and I'm not familiar with the original story either, so I have no idea that was in it. And okay, fine. To me, Yang Zi and Fan Chengcheng's chemistry didn't work at all. The lead couple is like gold, which means does not react to other things. They're just innate and just stay there. No bubble, no chemistry, no itchy feelings, nothing. Okay, when I was watching My Special Girl, like, I would do this. You know, like when I was watching a scene, it will start with the corner of your mouth go up and you start to feel like their parents and auntie. It's like, oh, cute. You're so adorable. Come on, kiss now. You're gonna kiss, right? You're watching that and you have that feeling and you feel that, My Special Girl, I have that feeling watching the two leads playing out this actually very unrealistic setup. And then when I watch Snowstorm or Love Endures, nothing happened. Completely monotone, nothing. Yeah. So that's what, well, honestly, that's my reaction. Does not work. Prisoner of Beauty. Yeah, 折腰, huh? I don't know. Depends on if Song Zuer can come back. If she can, face swap. Ah, 你是我的荣耀，嗑瓜子嗑得够呛. What is that? What do you mean by 嗑瓜子嗑得够呛? I think when I was watching My Special Girl, the other thing that helped me was that drama is also all like just realistic recording and on-set recording. And it's actually very, very noisy. If you listen to the background, you can hear the fridge is humming, the electricity is going on in the room, it's zing in the background. It's really spatial, and I think most 99% of My Special Girl's lines are completely recorded on set. Not even like done in post-production. You hear this very loud background noise constantly in there. And it actually adds a lot grounded quality because the story is already set up, is already unbelievable. And both actors deliver it like normal people talking in life. Even it's a romantic drama, they don't act for it. You know, like sometimes actors, they act for it. They talk in a way that's not real human talk, even when it's in contemporary dramas. And you would sense it, and it's theatrical, it's a stage. But in that drama, because of the loud background noise, the unclean recording, the actual live recording, and people with a lot of sound, like they are talking in real life, it makes it a lot more believable. I noticed in My Special Girl so many times that the background was really, really noisy. And in that time. Yang Yang, that one, hey, Immortal Ascension. It's Yang Yang's directing Yang Yang. So Yang Yang is known to direct human engagement really well. As a female director, I think that's her strength. She really knows how to play play the subtlety of attraction and romance. But whether she can melt the statue called Yang Yang, right? Whether the master of directing can vitalize, not revitalize, like just vitalize the perfect marble, good-looking statue with a strong jawline, Yang Yang. We shall wait and see. Also, I have gotten to the place where honestly, it's really hard for me to watch anything with Jing Chen in it. Like she is the main character. Not that I have any problem with her. And sometimes her acting is just okay, normal, like not really making a huge problem, but her face. Sorry, her face has been so doctored that I just like look at her, I have weird feelings. It's like looking at it's like looking at not 100% human. Like she's like between kind of like some cyborg and human. Like her face is just so unnatural now that I can't look past that. It's too strong. It's too strong. It's too obvious. And every time I see her, I'm like, it's not like looking at a human. It's like looking at a human who's, I know it sounds horrible, but she's done too much to herself to the point where I can't. My brain refuses to process her image as human. That's like how I get her. It's like when I see her, it's just something off. Like, is she AI generated? You know, like my brain would not believe it's a real human, and no matter how hard I try, I can't unsee it. It's annoying. Sometimes I wish I wouldn't care about that, but I cannot unprogram myself. I just see that, I'm like, oh, this is so odd, I can't watch this. That's me with her face. And it's just me, okay, it's just me. And I have nothing, like no problem with her. I don't hate her in any way, because people would say it's not criticism, it's just telling you the truth. Is my brain doesn't recognize her as a normal human, and what can I do? I mean, like, it's not uncanny valley yet, but it's moving towards that direction, and it's odd. It constantly pulls you out of the story. You can't believe it. Like the train one that's going on right now, the 1970s 爱奇艺 drama 白敬亭 one, like she is the main character in it. The problem with that is in 1970s, any of those surgery things in this whole wide world, not just in China, okay, globally, didn't exist yet. So back then, technically, you can't look like that. No matter what you do, you can't look like that. You don't have those fillers and injections like in time in 70s in the world. So you're playing a 70s character who with the contemporary surgery face. And I'm like, she doesn't fit with anyone in the story. She's like not in the time. And I cannot believe the story. It just destroys the mystery and imaginary space of the story for me. I can't watch it. No matter how hard I try, I'm like, this is so odd. I can't keep watching. So that's something that's already a problem for me. So thinking about Immortal Ascension would have Yang Yang, whether it can become a living thing on screen or still an object, whether Yang Yang can save Yang Yang, plus that Jing Chen is in it, and what can he do? Like, she's in it. I don't have a huge, like, honestly, a good feeling or hope for that drama to work for me, okay? For other people, I don't know, but for me, it probably wouldn't. I do know that that drama looks great with all its natural sceneries, its shots, it's taken in mountains and rivers and waterfalls and beautiful real places. So cinematography wise, probably really good, really pretty, but character, story, we need a miracle. We need a miracle here. You know, like Jing Chen, there was a time when she was really, I love her, was in 青丘湖传说. Anybody still remember that drama? La 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 la. She played a couple with Wang Kai. La 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 la. That was before she did all that to her nose. La 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 la. I still remember that song. Da, 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 da. I still remember the song from the drama. It means I really liked it. Okay? And Wang Kai was dubbed. So I didn't really like that part. But she played a couple with Wang Kai. And back then, she still looks perfectly okay. And I love her back then. Now, I look at her and I'm like, it's not human. What can I do? You spend less time dressing. Oh, obviously. Because in contemporary clothing, you don't need to do hair. The hair is the thing, right? It takes so much time. Even like back in the days when she was in like 无心法师, Han Dongjun, Chen Yao, Zhang Ruoyun, her. She was okay, totally fine. Yeah, she doesn't have like this high-bridged nose, but who cares? She looks like totally fine. She's a master dancer. She's such a great dancer. Yet now it's just like I just feel so sad. I'm sad. You know, like how many? It's unfortunate. It's this whole. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong with her. I actually feel really bad because a lot of actresses, even actors, right? They get so affected and swayed by opinions, and they live in very enclosed space. I tell you, like in China, for actresses, the more successful you are, the more you're surrounded by people who don't tell you the truth about anything. And you're so busy on your schedule. That's a roller coaster. You're constantly working. You don't have any time, energy, even channels to get information from outside of that immediate circle is constantly surrounding you. Whether it's your agent, your assistant, your company's people who kiss up your ass to so that they can get something from you, and you become extremely isolated. Actually, it becomes very hard for you to actually understand what's going on in the real world, and you lose perspective. You lose your idea about where the horizon is, and you get so easily swayed. And people are so insecure, right? Because for actresses, the unfortunate situation in Asia, which is a lot more worse than North America, for example, is first age is like this is sword on your head. 1 year older, you become less desirable for main lead roles. If you want to still, you know why like Yang Mi and these almost in their 40s, actors are still struggling and trying to stay in idol Dramaland because they want to make their image in people's public's mind still as that girl, 20-year-old young girl, so that they can get those big lead roles. If people start to view you as mother, 35 beyond 40, you are out of the market as lead roles. It's not offered to you anymore. You cannot be lead anymore. You have to be mother. And they're so worried about it. They're so worried about it. So they're constantly trying to say, what is the latest thing to make me look young? To make me look better? To fit in the more, I don't know, like current popular idea about being beautiful so that I can remain relevant. And they're so insecure. And it's really sad. Most people are very insecure. Whatever they say to you, right, pretend to be, Honestly, they're insecure. And if they are not, they wouldn't be doing these things. You just see what they do. You don't have to listen to what they say. You see what they do and you know. Even super successful, over 40, 50 actors that you think they're already established and they're clearly not playing young girls anymore and they should be fine. They're not. They're very insecure. And they're so stressed out every day about, is this going to make me look worse? Is this going to make me look old? What should I be eating? What should I be doing? They're very... So, it's so hard for any of those people to actually manage to break through that cocoon and that echo chamber they're in, and to see, you know, like beyond the very limited perspective of all those people around them who have their own motivations about why they tell them this is good and that is good, right? And if you've ever worked in the industry, you know actually this is a very stupid industry with very stupid people overall. Particular group of people who are in front of the on camera, right? Because all their energy goes to look good, outward appearance. All their energy goes to this. They have no time, no energy to think about anything beyond that. And also they get also surrounded by people who are like that. And so it just strengthens that back and forth echoing. And it's so easy to lose perspective. And unfortunately, also, a lot of them are not so, quotation mark, well-educated, very quotation mark, which is they're not so, they don't have so many tools to start with their own intelligence, exposure to how to learn things, where to get knowledge, where to get information. If you have a question, where you go and ask, where do you collect important things? As a person, like personal growth and development, any idea of plan of that beyond the obvious immediate thing of being in an industry and being, you know, like face first. A lot of people in this industry, they have no idea about these things. They have no clue. They've never even come across anything like that. They don't have that ability to keep growing and keep learning and keep breaking through the things that gets sort of built up around them. And it's so they start with already a very disadvantaged place, and then get thrown into this whole game of Vanity Fair and money and all that, right? You have to be so intelligent, so wise, so lucky, right? To see beyond that at a very, let's say, young age. Like, you don't have to be living till like you're 50, 60-year-old and actually start to learn that, because if you're old enough and you see the world. When they're so young and so in this game of constantly competing against each other, against unseen, invisible, but no competitors in the industry, it makes it impossible for them to see beyond, and they become very limited with their views. I think that's the reality of the industry. And there are also a lot of just genuinely stupid, shallow, uneducated, and also doesn't care about these things at all people, who just happen to be born with a really good-looking face and physiques and body, and they take full advantage of that. And they got it too easy, so that they never understood actually that's a very low chance and possibility thing that happened to them. They just think everything they have in their life, they rightly deserve it, which is not true, right? If you look at the world at large, but they don't have that perspective. There are also a lot of very shallow, stupid people. Oh. And sometimes when you actually come across them, it doesn't take a lot of time. And you can get it, and you're like, okay, hopeless case. Wouldn't even try to like attempt for any deeper conversation or meaningful communication. It's not gonna be there. Behind that facade is like nothing, wasteland. No idea, no valuable opinions, nothing there. It's just like really pretty, but nothing there. There are a lot of people like that, honestly, like that too. It's like the, not saying everyone is like that, but a pretty good amount. It's not just in China too. Like, no. It's overall, right? This is pretty applicable everywhere. You just have your own different versions of your places. And the truth of entertainment business. Not saying there aren't really great minds and very interesting, complicated humans. There are, but they're very limited with small number, and usually they're not on the top of the. Usually they're not the most stardom shining people. And you wonder why. You wonder why, so. The funniest thing you do sometimes is like, for example, a project is going on, you're casting people in your head, and you're asking like, recommend this actor to me, recommend that, and you're giving a list of names. And it's like, this is good, she's doing that, he's doing that, they're good at this, and then like a couple of weeks later, people get back to you, and they were like, so I asked through this channel and that channel and this friend and that friend, and they told me that person is impossible to work with. That person is unimaginably stupid. We are not going to work with them. And you're like, yeah, not surprised at all. But the truth of entertainment business is like that. If you happen to actually find a really interesting human being in this, like on camera, right? Actor, actresses, people who are very exposed to these things, but who are also very complicated and interesting and multifaceted and not easy to pin down, and more than anything look like a real person, treasure them. They're very rare. Okay, they're very rare. If they're still in the industry and somehow they're still being themselves, at least like that's a rarity in the whole game, in this business. Most people are just zombies in this industry. Reach out, who's that? I have no idea. Some treasures. And you have to go and discover that yourself. How certain actors are considered good actors? Who, if they can do their own lines? Who is considered to be a good actor and can do his own lines? Let me know. Zhang Ruoyun, stronger than most of the same age range actor, but I wouldn't say he's in any way just like dramatically better. His as an actor, he's okay. But personally, I don't have any filter on him. Like, just a guy who can do his job. Okay, that's my opinion about him. I know it's very lukewarm, but it's already very good. He's not a fuss maker, but also I don't think like you need to overthinking that he's a rarity. Neither way, he's good enough for now. And also for actors, like everybody has their range, right? So he would be very good for certain roles, certain projects, and totally not fitting for others. And he's not the type of, like, nobody is, right? But he's also not, like, you can put him anywhere. Not really, depending on where you put him. Liu Yuning, don't feel bad for him, because he's in the game, he knows. And if he's still there, that means he's fine with it. And adults, they're like 30-year-old guy. He knows what he's doing. If he really hates this and it's really affecting him too badly, well, he can quit. If he's not quitting, then he's fine with it, or at least he's dealing with it, or he's like, yeah, it will pass. And honestly, for him, right, being a singer, if he just keep doing the singing well, then he always will have something to do. He doesn't have to be an actor, you know, if he finds that eventually doesn't really pan out, oh, it's fine. He still has the singing. That's like nobody can take away from him. In terms of acting, if he want to explore that whole thing further, he would need to put in some serious work. Like Jia can lose half of her body weight and literally build muscle on herself so that she can do single hand push-up. I mean, for a guy like who's younger, 10 years, and Liu Yunyu already has a very good starting point. I mean, he can do anything if he really puts the work to it. All the things people criticize him about, if him being an actor, really can take in those advices, suggestions, and really look at himself very, very logically, rationally, and just like comb through all the problems he has. And if I want to keep being an actor, what are the things I can improve, and then what are the things I need to do, and then do them. Actually work. Then it's a different story than if he's just staying there and just like, you know, live streaming every day and not working. Then that's not gonna do anything, right? You're not gonna improve. It's just that. Wu Lei, yeah, Wu Lei, yeah. Wu Lei needs some people, like, I don't know, people around him who are around him, giving him advices. He needs some people to just like really talk sense and make him realize, like, again, 自知之明, right? Know who you are right now, what you can do to improve, what are the things you definitely shouldn't be doing, from a very objective point of view. I don't know if he gets that. From the couple of routes he's done recently, it's a mixture. Sometimes he hit, sometimes he missed. And I think most of the people who know him and like him really comes from the fact that he was a child actor and he got in so early and he's done so many things so everybody knows him. But does that necessarily make him a better actor compared to other people right now his age range? Is he really that good an actor? He's very self-conscious in front of the camera, right? You know, like he knows he's acting very strongly. That's how you can read the very simple. And I don't have a problem with him either, but in terms of like, do you think like he's like the best actor out there, you know, like really promising him? Like right now I can't tell. Right now, at least the choices he's making doesn't look very, at least, understanding of himself. Like he doesn't quite know what is his own strength and weakness. Super chat. I have no idea because I don't use that myself. I have no idea. Supposedly like some kind of like you can put money in it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to super chat. How are you? I'm very good. What time? Oh, it's 11. We'll definitely wrap it up before the middle of the day. I don't want to overwork on the first day of the year. It's gonna jinx everything. We can, that whole thing, yeah, somebody said, do you mean Luo Yunxi? The video telling the fans don't treat him like a child. Well, overall, that speech has nothing wrong. Objectively speaking, that's totally okay. Although, you know, so if you do notice you have a fandom, sizable fandom, who can often go nuts and crazy, is it okay for it to sit aside and just let it do whatever it does? You know, that's questionable, right? You can go into argument about that. There were actors who were previously really hot, and they literally killed their own fandom because they don't want it. And when they say they don't want it, they really don't want it, so they killed it by themselves. And it does affect how popular they become later. But that's what they want to do. So if you know, like this is it, and you think it's a tumor on you, then you like don't say it, just do it. Cut it off. You can. You have the right to cut it off. But if you still wanna enjoy the benefit that this type of fandom or whatever brings you, monetarily, popularity-wise, whatever, or being a free troop on the internet for you, then you're not in a position to say that. That's the thing. For a lot of actors, they want both. They want the best of both ends. They want them to be left alone and be treated as adult, but then they also want to enjoy all the good things that comes with having a crazy, fanatic fandom. You can't have both. And unfortunately, if you have a fanatic fandom, these are just going to be people who are going to do it that way. They don't actually care about you. They care about their projection of you, and they use you as their idol. It's the same thing as any cult. And the belief is, it's if you no longer exist, right? Or it's for something like you exploded tomorrow and you disappeared, they're gonna immediately hop to another person. They're gonna latch on and leech off instantly. You as a real person does not actually matter, and they're gonna tell themselves you matter. But see how fast they will get out if something forces them to. Because they haven't sorted out their own head and their psychology and their twisted mind. So they're always going to just like find the next target. You just happen to be their target. Like fanatic fans, right? Those people who would like really oddly objectify their idol. Thinking of, oh, you're my baby. They babylize those idols. In their head, they're all virgins. In their head, they're all perfect, pure babies, needs help, and everyone else in the world is trying to kill their baby. They turn them into animals, turn them into cute, furry, whatever. And whether it's ma fen or nu you fen, right? Any of those type of fans, it's just like these people are just like they have like psychological like needs of things, and they're just like putting it on you. You happen to be the target, okay? But it could be anyone, really. It just happen that you are there. If you're dead and gone, tomorrow they're gonna jump onto another boat. That's how it works in this type of thing. So if you're not like able to see that, then what can I say? Then you're destined to get destroyed by it eventually. So that's what I see about fandom and actors, and particularly the whole cashing in on the Liu Liang thing in China. It's so weird. Really, it's just like a huge social experiment of people who have problems and haven't sorted it out, and happen to manifest and festering on internet because we have internet. We have this weird thing now that you have instant communication and instant number boom, like showing up on internet, and millions, tens of thousands of people at least can do these things. Previously, there was no channel, there was no means to do it. See, you don't see it, but it's always there, and now you have this opportunity for it to like show, and you see that, and it affects things. Yeah, it's too much. Will you please do Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon? Do what? Like review? It's an old movie. I don't even remember what's in it. I remember 周润发, Yang Ziqiong, yes. Zhang Zhen, Zhang Ziyi. I remember she jumped off the cliff, disappeared at the end. I remember the bamboos. Yeah, it's like very vague now. It's so long ago. Yeah, 龙年好运. Yes. Year of Dragon. And there are so many people in this that are just using it as business. So again, don't 真情实感. A lot of drama reviewers I follow, I also notice over the years they change. Like starting from somewhere that they actually genuinely care about things and talk about them, and later it becomes all just advertisement. And for whatever make them money. And I understand, when you're doing it for the business, it's eventually you're gonna have to do it. So far my channel hasn't been doing that, but I don't know for the future. Nobody really invests in my channel at all, so far it's all good. Like no stars or agency or any platform has ever come to me and say, can you just promote our drama for us, or like reverse promote it for the other one. Never happened. Yeah, because I do it in English on YouTube, and it doesn't affect domestic market in China at all. And Chinese domestic market of drama is way bigger than the international. Like the international is just like, if it's gone tomorrow, it doesn't really hurt the major platforms at all. For now, okay. We're not saying future, but now it's the situation. So I kind of like I just say whatever I like because nobody really care about my opinion, and it's really not worth anything to the domestic market. But for the domestic reviewers who do it in Chinese on China's platforms, often you see really funny things happen. It's like for this one project, one film or one drama, they probably spend some promotional money. So suddenly you see a wave of either just like all attacking this one for being bad, or all saying good things about it for being good. And they're even like saying it out of the exact same points, just in their little bit different ways. And they all show up at the same time. And I'm like, come on, it's too obvious. Can you just like do it in a little bit more sort of tasteful and hiding it? Like, hide your tail, right? Being a fox, but they don't. They just like do it at the same time, and you suddenly get 5 videos that you follow who are all the reviewers, and they're just all talking about the same thing from the same angle. I'm like, come on, this is just like, that's so boring. I'm just gonna unfollow you all because now like there's nothing interesting, personal about what you talk about anymore. It has become like this in the last couple of years, very, very obviously, compared to previous couple of years. You see multiple people doing different things, and they're actually talking about different ideas. But now it's like just same. Like the people who are on Bilibili, usually that's where I watch them. At least they have multiple platforms, but the bigger ones, over say 500,000 followers, a million, over 2 million, like those big ones that tend to talk about entertainment business and stuff. Everybody's talking about the same thing. They really just like, come on, it's so... It becomes extremely tiring, and you're like, yeah, now you're, that guy is bought off too, so that who is left? Particularly if you follow those people for a long time, like over 2, 3, 5 years, it's so easy to spot when they're not being themselves. It's just so obvious. 开心嘴炮, relatively speaking, is okay, but he's not doing that much these days. I think he's seriously cut down the amount of videos he's been doing. 话很多小姐姐, yeah, relatively okay. They don't look like they're super bought off either. Yeah, I think they're from Chongqing. I can tell their accent is like from where I am. And they do come from a more non-professional, just like audience watching angle and laughing at it, and reaction kind of almost angle. We have about half an hour. What else should we be talking about? Find some topic to talk about. 2024, is there something that we need to talk about? No, IG once did like that. It's like just one person WeChat me and saying, like, do you want to get like 3 free subscription 1 month for your audience? That's not about any drama. It's literally about their subscription. Youku once, I mean, like they were looking for like people who edit videos for their dramas, like to promote them. I'm like, I'm not doing it for free for you. Nobody ever approached me to promote a drama, a specific drama or actor, any of that never happened. Like, and then I get odd emails in my mailbox about Silk Rose brand. Like, what? Can you like promote our rose on your channel? I'm like, how does Chinese drama review and Silk Rose like ever? And I get like sometimes I get like really weird, like there was somebody like prebiotics. It gets confusing. It's like I get those people, but Dramaland, no. I don't think they care about, for those platforms, they don't care about international market at all because it's not making money for them at all. If it is, it's just so minor that it's like between your teeth level meat that you don't need to care about. Although the whole sort of like trying to export Chinese culture thing definitely will become more and more relevant in the next years to come. That's like overall the big shift of things that's gonna happen. Yeah, but we shall see how it all pans out. With the current quality of stuff in China, it's like I'm not gonna really like really sincerely recommend most of it to people out there. Being a Chinese doesn't make me like lose sight of reality. There are good stuff, okay, in China for sure, but there are also a shit ton of crappy stuff. Like really bad. It's like embarrassingly bad, and I wouldn't want to ruin anybody's life with it. That would be a crime. Trying to hard sell it to people. I'm like, does not worth your time. Don't need to bother. Live your own happy life. If it's really good, I definitely I happily promote it. Nobody needs to pay me. But if it's crap, it's like I can't do that. I can't do that to people. That's wrong. Rose company? I have no idea. No, I'm talking about like some kind of like fake rose. Like they sell fake rose forever, like rose or something. Like I don't know why I keep getting emails from these people. It's not Chinese. It's like here, and it's weird. But yeah, it's weird. Deng Kai. Who? Which Deng Kai? Deng Kai. I know Zheng Kai. I know Deng Wei. Who is Deng Kai? No idea. Hidden Love. Oh my god. Okay, this time I can honestly say I don't quite know why it works on people. Hidden Love. It freaks me out. It creeps me out. That whole drama is so creepy. So creepy. Ugh. Sorry. Hidden Love is just creepy, okay? 小小的眼睛，大大的疑惑. That's my reaction. Okay, for people who think it's absolutely great and beautiful. And 祝你平安. That's like all I can say. Okay, that's not a timeline I want to live in. Okay, so if the whole story about the world is splitting into different timelines and eventually it's gonna go on their different directions and never cross path, I would want to be on the timeline where Hidden Love is not getting 9 on Dramalist. It okay. I have visceral reaction to that drama, and I don't know. It's baffling to me. It's baffling to me that if people don't find it weird. Like, do you actually live on Earth? Do you understand, like, humans, like history, what's going on in the real world, like the island that exists in this world that the people died and it's just like in prison, like kill themselves, but not really. I'm just like that whole dark side of like all the worms in the world, right? Like the weirdest things that I'm totally not ready before I incarnated, okay, as a human. And once I found out about this type of thing exists in the world and in the human condition, I'm like, okay, so that's like, so to me, it's never, I will never process why, okay, so I'm just like, that's my reaction when I see that type of thing. That's my reaction. Okay, hidden love. Ooh. That's just me. Okay, as for other people, I don't attempt to understand why, and please don't let me know why. I'm not interested in it either. You know, like, that timeline, I'm not interested in. I don't want to get in. There are a lot of confusing things in this world. Ultimately, though, it does not matter. Ultimately, like at the very ultimate level of ultimate things, it does not matter. Restricted to right now in the world and the society we live in, it matters. But I'm saying ultimately, it does not matter. Consolation. Whew. Tell me, I cannot quite understand what you're saying. Kung Fu movies, you have drama, suspense, and comedy. That sentence I don't quite understand. Judge D drama. Meh. Sorry. The cases are not stupid, but not exciting. Then the team. I said it already at the very beginning of this live stream. I started with it. The main team is, you know, like you have the main actor, you would have sidekicks of all types of people. Usually they are skilled in something. Come together, help the whole team. In the drama, it follows the same structure. You have the main guy, and then you have a girl, you have another guy, you have his butler. Like these people are his immediate surrounding people who would help him break cases. The drama is very bad at building up the team and the characters to make you care about them, interested in their stories, and know their functions, and integrate that into their breaking the case process of how everybody contributes. Does not exist in Judge D. That's what it is. All those characters, all his sidekicks are, who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And your acting is terrible. If you watch it, you'll know what I mean. Particularly that girl. Like, you don't know why she's there. She can't act. And she has no character, no purpose for the narrative to exist. And she's so annoying. Judge D. That's Judge D. Okay. And I haven't really read the many novels that the original author has written. So I don't know if it has anything to do with the original novel. I highly doubt, because it's a successful series of detective books. It's being tested by time, so it couldn't possibly be bad. Then it would be the adaptation, and the drama itself is not doing the right thing. You know, nobody would ever say Sherlock Holmes is a bad novel if there's a bad adaptation. The adaptation is bad, but nobody would say the novel has problem, right? So same situation. What? Immortality has 10 rating? Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. Judge D, by episode 8, I just feel it's just very It's not as exciting as Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty. If you're comparing the latest and closest in genre and style and length and everything. Yeah. Unfortunately. And Zhou Yiwei is very... It's not a book. I think it's multiple books. If you're talking about the Judge D, if you're talking about other things, I have no idea. Oh, you mean Hidden Love? It's worse than the drama. 哥哥不做人了. Hey, if you go and read the book, you'll find lines that are just seriously triggering. Such as 哥哥不做人了. Oh my god. It's Xianxia drama has a lot of, but certain dramas also have a lot of color. Like Judge D actually is very colorful. They really are heavy on contrast and saturation. So not all dramas are like that, but if you're fantasy, all right, you tend to have a little bit too little color. Yeah, dramas tend to usually look brighter than film because people tend to watch it on a smaller screen, right? So, and if the film is too bright and in cinema, your eyes are gonna literally hurt. It's too big a white color light on your face. So, films that are initially screened in cinema tend to be darker lit than dramas. Dramas are on smaller screen. That's one thing. The other is, I think it does have something to do with overall the population's pupil color. Because if you have very dark pupil, you can deal with stronger light easier. If you have very light colored pupil, you can see dark a lot better than dark pupil people. So you can have the things shot with lower light and you still see it pretty well. But for Chinese audiences, most people are dark brown eyes and they can deal with brighter light. And they're always like, watching it on screen. So that's why dramas tend to be really, really bright. Sometimes too bright still. And then they make it so bright so that everybody looks super healthy and pale skin reflecting light. 一白遮百丑, that whole Asian idea about if you're pale then it can hide all your imperfections. I haven't continued watching 仙剑4, but I have seen again online what happened later in the drama, and oh my god. I have my dreams, secret dreams. Okay, here is this. If I live long enough and have enough money by the end that I can do anything, there are a couple of projects I want to film and make my own version of. One is 仙剑4. Yes, based on the game. One is 红楼梦, based on the classic Chinese novel. These two, I want to make my own version. Again, if I live long enough and have enough money at a certain point. Those are the things I want to do. 仙剑4, 红楼梦. Chinese Paladin 4, I have special feelings for it because it's one of those games that I really labored hard to play through it. I remember exactly how I managed to eventually play through it. You either have to get the level of the characters up really high, which means you are in the maze and fighting all the little monsters all the time and it's time consuming. The other way is you have to basically go to a save point, go in there, and then get out, and then use all the precious things you've collected during the game to create a super weapon. And you put all the elements in, and whether it comes spit out the weapon is totally by mathematical randomness. And often it's like you try it 90 times, it all fails. And the 91st time it gets made. So I was at the saving point. I jump out in constantly making super weapon. If I fail, I quit and I go back in. I spent so much time at the end of Xian 4 game to make our main character, the fighting group people, each a super weapon that they can have. That's equipped to them. That's the strongest one they can ever have. I managed to make one for each of them so that they're all equipped with this super weapon, and they come in together to fight the last boss with that super weapon that can create the amount of harm. I managed to play through the game. It took me so much time, saving, unsaving. I still remember the image, like in my head now, like decades later. What it looks like when you have to click out and click in and just like make the weapon, fail, make the weapon, fail, make the weapon, fail. And so eventually I got through and I saw the ending animation. And the conclusion of the story of Yun Tianhe Hanling Sha, Wurong Ziying, Liu Mengli. Because of that tie, I just so wish it could be adapted as a good story. Like a really well made one. Unfortunately, we have crap this year. Oh my god. What have they done? So, maybe 20 years later, when I'm like old, if it's possible, I'll do a remake. And we'll have plenty of young people then. New and fresher face who know what acting is. You just like know what acting is. Okay. If you look at the Xian 4, the leads, like, they're not acting. I don't know what they're doing, but they're just standing from the camera and saying their lines, but they're not acting. It's basically embarrassing to be a Chinese, to see that's a Chinese drama, and international other people can see it. You know, I want to cut the feed to international people to make it impossible for anybody outside China to see it, because it's embarrassment to China. Like, not making Chinese people look good, like it just make us look stupid. It's that type of drama, and it happens to be 仙剑4. Big animated movie coming out this year? I think there are a couple. I have a vague impression there should be one or two, but I'm not quite sure. Already blows my mind. She's not an actress, she's an idol. And if she's acting in the drama, she's acting as an idol. Not as her character, as Zhu Jingyi the idol. That's what she's doing with all her roles in acting. She's very pretty, yes, she's very good at plastic surgery. That I have to give her. She knows which part of her face she needs to move to which where so that it makes her look better. Not that she's pretty, but she knows how to make herself look pretty. And she's like a master of it. That, because a lot of people have no idea how to make themselves look prettier. They just follow what is trendy and what's popular, and it makes them look worse. Gigi happens to be the person who actually knows exactly which part of my face needs to move where to make myself look pretty. That she really knows. Okay, she's really talented in that. And she's a good singer too. She's pretty good at singing. Those two things I'll give. As for acting, clueless would be the answer. We're almost at 12. If you're already like midnight, past midnight, go to sleep, please. Don't make your first day of New Year so tasking. You're just waiting for it to end, right? I'm also just waiting for it to end. Right now, I just don't know what to say. What else to say? I'm really happy for people who have shown up today. Like for the first day of Year of Dragon here. And wish you all very good Year of Dragon. 2024 will be interesting. I think for everyone. For me too. It's likely that I'm gonna do a lot of things that are different from what I usually do. If it happens, you'll know. And on my channel, I'll let people know. And we'll see what happens. I mean, last year I did do a lot of travel vlogs when I happened to be back in China, right? This year, things might be even more interesting. And likely to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. Don't jinx it at this stage, right? And when it happens, you'll see. You'll know. It will be exciting. I have a good feeling about it. It's gonna work. Okay? And the longer you've stayed with my channel, the better it will feel. Because it will be feeling like buying a startup stock and then just keep it there in your portfolio and forget about it for years, and later you come back and see, ooh, this thing has grown. Okay, I hope that turns out to be like that for you. If you have been those lucky and unlucky bastards since 2017, when I first started my channel and you were here, I'm like, wow, how did you even like not quit? I don't even remember what I was like 6 years ago. I was a totally different person. In every sense, different person back then. 6, 7, almost 7. Like in March, coming March will be the 7th year. Because I started March 2017, and although those older videos are not on my channel anymore because of copyright, if you were there at the beginning, you know, it started with all the 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms videos. That was March 2017. Wow. That's a long time ago. So much has happened since then. You look nervous, right? 4 years ago, I think I was no longer nervous because that was like already 2000, right? 2000. Yeah, I pretty much have completely just like given up. I was like, I don't care about algorithm or anything. Pretty much since like 2019, I was like, yeah, it's too much. I don't care. I know like people optimize their channels. They do a lot of things, and you can see all the back end stuff. And like, I don't actually go there anymore. I'm that lazy. You know, like there are people on YouTube, they do A/B test, right? They put out a thumbnail of one style, whatever, and then they see the result, and then they put out another one, and they see, and they would optimize where they say something at their video, like what point would most people come in, and how do you like crazy analysis people. I'm like, wow, that's ooh, and I'm like, not doing any of that. I'm too lazy to care. It would be weird, like when I try to think I'm gonna make a review about a drama, and then I'm gonna time the video, like at what point I say what, so that more people are gonna be watching. It's so weird. Just when you think about that, it's just so weird. How can I make all the audiences more angry? and anger the fandom, so more clicks happen, and people troll me, but then I get traffic. So that's so weird. Thank you, Ekna 1314. 一生一世啊, thank you for your super chat. It's a big super chat. Thank you. Yeah, well, my rant videos, I mean, it's all honest, that's it. And then often I actually am not so critical, really, in my rant video. I tune it down, basically, for all my videos. So if you are my friend in life, and I'm actually ranting about the drama to you on WeChat, those are the things that will never show up on YouTube video. That will definitely get me murdered, and I'm ruthless at picking my words. And I'm actually really good at metaphor and insulting people. But I don't put that out on YouTube. It's too much. Hanfu Live. I've done one before. It was like so much work. I've done one. If you remember, it was summer and there was a sofa. Like before I got rid of it, that there was a sofa in this room and I did it. That was one video. It was too much. I did it once. I'm like, okay, it's too much. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, I'm worse in private. So you don't want to see that side. I have very strong Uranus and I have strong Aquarius and I murder. I really murder people. And I do it in Chinese. Because sometimes you can be very inventive with Chinese. You can't necessarily do that in English with rhyme and references and yeah. So my chat history is my murder history. It's basically if anyone wants to murder me, like my friends, right? If they one day turn on me, they can just sell all my chat history. And you will see how horrible a person I am. Wow. Jeez. Thank you, Krivital, for your super chat. You don't have to do it at this point where I'm about to end the live stream and suddenly people start to super chat me. Can be whichever. You don't want to. Trust me. Decoy bright. What is that? The people get angry if I don't praise their favorite. People get angry if I say the drama is bad when their favorite is the lead. Even when I'm not saying the lead is doing anything wrong, I'm just saying the story is crappy. They're like offended too. If I don't talk about their idol, they're offended. When I talk about their idol, they're offended. Whatever. Yeah. And okay, like I don't go on like Twitter or anywhere, so I have no idea. And occasionally people like let me know, like from things such as Discord. Like I have to actually look at Discord to remember what the app is called. Like this is how I don't care about these things. But anyway, sometimes people would send me messages and saying, "Oh, this is the latest version of rumors on Twitter about or X, right? It's not Twitter anymore. Holy." I haven't opened Twitter since it became X. That's like how behind I am. And there was this is the latest version of stories about you. And I would read it and I'm like, Such bad fiction. People like you, when you write stories about people, can you just be more inventive? This is the latest story about Avenue X and why she's so like pissed about this person or that person, why she's like an anti-fan of our idol. And I would read those and I was like, such bad writing. You guys just lack imagination. So lack imagination. And if I were like correcting it as your essay, you submit it to me, I'm like, this is not worth writing. It doesn't even have anything. Like, be brave, be bold. Like, what? You just like, you in your mind, I'm only this? And this is enough to trigger you? What? Give me some credit. Like, I read those stories, I'm so disappointed. The limited number of level of imagination people have about me. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there are a lot of people I like, just like because they're my type, I guess. Like, I enjoy looking at them. But if they're in a shitty drama, I'm just gonna still say it's a shitty drama. And that happens to have an actor I like, but it does not change the fact that it's a shitty drama. And these are completely irrelevant things. Because a drama is like 1,000 people's work put together. Yes, it has one lead or two. But that one person is not responsible for the whole result. They are hardly responsible for 10% of the whole thing. And so, if they are themselves good or bad, it not necessarily reflect with the project. And I find that's just like basic logic, but it seems a lot of people don't get it. I don't know why. They probably just need to go on a set and work at a production and see how many people are involved to understand that it's not up to your idol or your ge, right, to make this drama good or bad. Anybody can screw it up in ways you can't imagine. Familiar stranger. Yes. Cheng Lei, yes, is the lead, I think. The short drama from Mango, is it? For example, today we talked about My Special Girl. I really like Zhang Yunlong, but he's been in so many epic crappy dramas. Like that 雷霆战将 one that got pulled off China's internet because of how badly it portrays soldiers. He was in it with Gao Weiguang. It was crap. It was pure golden 24 karat crap drama. Even when he's in it, I'm not gonna change the opinion about that for me. And honestly, I'm happy it's off so that he's not there to get laughed at by people because of how bad it is, right? And even when I say I like this actor, I'm just liking them. I'm not their mom. I'm not responsible for what they do in life. And if they F up, they F up and they disappear from the industry. Well, there are plenty more new people. And I am not obligated to act as their butler or their housekeeper. Yeah, people have weird ideas about that. And I'm just in my mental harem, I am the emperor of the world. And I pick and choose who I like and who I like today. Right? Tomorrow I may decide to pick another person. And the world is my playground. That's who I am. I am this totally 渣男 emperor in my head. So that's how I think about these people. They are here to entertain me. That's it. Do you know what's going to happen? I've said it already earlier. If she's okay, it will come out. If she's not okay, it either just gets buried or get a face swap. I mean, so far the track record is if you actually are hard nailed down tax evasion people, you haven't come back. None of them, right? Starting from Fan Bingbing to Deng Lun to all the people who have like crashed on this, no one has come back yet. So unless these people come back, think about that, right? You if you want to come back, you have to basically it's queued up. They're bigger stars than you who have fallen and then not coming back yet. So what are the possibilities, right? I don't like it either because there's no clear rule and you don't know like what to follow and what not to. I wish they can put out a policy clearly saying if you do this, do that, that's wrong, and then we don't even have ratings right in China. So you good luck with a clear policy to tell you what to do, expect. So working in the blind. I hate this. This is giving so many people opportunities to sabotage other people's work. And there's no clear rule to follow. So Wild West, who's got the gun, who shoots first, right? It becomes Dark Forest type of situation. But what it is now is just, you don't know, like, these things. Liang Jie 为啥没资源? She's been in quite a lot of things, even though it's not huge. She's a pretty good actress. Again, like, what do you mean by 资源, right? And what is 好饼 or sometimes, believing the universe, it has its own plans and rules. And also, what you think is not good may not be not good for that person. What you think is great for that person may be a huge burden. You don't know for them. And honestly, ultimately, only what they think is good, a life worth living, is really worth living for them. You can only be a bystander and watching, but it's their life, right? And so the whole, she's not popular enough, he's not popular enough, and they deserve more. Yeah, from our perspective, we think the more, the better, the merrier. But is it necessary? It's not just about paid up, okay? They are not paid up. They get warning, because in China, the tax law is, it's not going to come out of nowhere and just suddenly sit on your head and say, you're dead. It's going to first contact you. You have this problem. Get it solved by this date. If you don't respond, they're going to contact you again. Do this, and you're going to get into trouble if you don't. It's like you have 4 or 5 times opportunity to get reminded and get the message sent to you. Clearly, it's like, we need to look at this and you're not giving us the right thing. If you keep not giving them what they want and you just like postpone it or you just dodge it and you pretend it's not there, eventually, when it gets to the point where they got to the last stage of the procedure, then they put your name out. So for all the tax evasion thing, it's not... You don't know what's happening and one day you're dead. Like the IRS get on your door and shoot you dead. No, it's like they tell you once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Clearly you get the message, yet you still don't respond. Then you are effed. And then by that point, you kind of deserved it. Because you're already warned like multiple times. It's always like that. That's like the procedure. It's not out of nowhere. You suddenly get like, oh, you have tax problems. So it's what so even after this whole thing happened, if they really get like publicly and they try to pay it up, well, it's too late. But you should have done it earlier. And a lot of like Song Zuo's situation probably is very close to the fact that she is managed by her own family. And happen to be having parents or like, people who have no idea about what law means. Because if she completely gives that to the company, the agency, and that's doing all the jobs, and they have their own department of legal departments, things, it probably will be like sorted and arranged better. But if it completely gets cut off from an official organization and it's like done by your mother, your tax, and your mother is like then you're effed. There are many people who actually have this problem in the industry where if they start as child star often, their initial management are their parents. And those parents are not educated, not in law, in anything. They have no idea how to run a company, how to build up, like what are the things, right, you need to be aware of. And they just like want to get more money than like maximize my profit. Well, so many like 作坊, right, little like workshop situation that are managed by parents, just ruining their children's future. Trust me, okay? Like Shen, like this type of thing, they don't get announced publicly until really there's no choice. It's already last stage. You are given multiple opportunities to deal with it before your name get publicized. If it got to that stage, it just means you haven't done what you should be doing and you've already been told over and over. Now, I don't like the fact that there really is no sort of like thing to base off it on, so that you do have the tax problem now. You do get your name publicized and therefore you get cancelled. Like based on what, right? There's nothing for you to base that on. That's the situation that does not make sense. And it makes everything complicated for everybody, every project. In the future, if I hire somebody, is it gonna toast it? You know, for me, why? Like just because I don't know. I'm not living in their stomach. I don't know their head, what they're thinking, what they have hidden. Like, do they have a closet, a skeleton in a closet? Like, how am I supposed to know if I'm a producer? So that's unfair for the people who are investing money, putting their time, creating a project, and then just get it like, right, out of nowhere. So that needs to get dealt with, and it's wrong to have it like what it is now. And also it's like not workable. Like who can work in this environment? Who knows what to do? But unfortunately, we don't have anything yet for that. That needs to get sorted. Whereas if you actually really have like stupid drug problem, you do illegal things, you get caught, and you know, like you do these things and you don't, well then it's on you. Yeah, word of honor, that's tricky. Yeah, I agree. It's very complicated. And that's something that you just like, it's not simple as that. You trip on that line, it's like high voltage wire in China. Nobody can save you. That level. It just happens to be that level, okay? And yeah, people hate me for that. You know, I still have trolls these days. Unbelievable. I'm like, it's like, what, 3 years old drama. And there's still crazy fans out there. I don't understand. I just only literally just tell people this happened and this is it. Somehow like I am guilty. Like somehow I put him there. Like people think, I mean, it's weird. It's weird. I don't understand. It is what it is. It happened. Nothing. It's not gonna change on this timeline anymore. That type of thing is just big. And if you don't understand it, you have to trust me on that. I tell you from a Chinese perspective, it is very big for Chinese people. And it's just gonna get you canceled. You have nothing. It's almost like there's nothing you can do about it. It's done. You've cooked the rice. It's not gonna uncook itself no matter what you do. At least in our universe, that's how it works basically. So his rice is cooked and you can't uncook it. That's what the situation is. And if you're not from this, you probably do, like you don't quite. Why is it that serious? Oh, it is that serious. Just yeah, that's all I can say. It is. What can I say? You know, that's a fact. It's even sadder the fact that after that, right, all BL drama's gone. called off. Not that actually, again, Chinese people actually don't really give a shit to sexuality. Honestly, a lot easier on it than a lot of other countries because China doesn't have the religion problem that a lot of other countries have. Traditional established religion does not agree with this type of sexuality. And it creates a lot of problems for a lot of places. In China, happen to not have that at all. We're totally clear of that. Nobody give shit to that. So actually the whole society is, in practice, does not care and does not really have problem with that. I mean, occasionally people may get weirded out, but it doesn't work the same way as people imagine in certain other areas in this world where homosexuality and all that has a problem with the established whatever. It is, in practice, nobody cares. And then the fact that BL gets cancelled in China is not about it's BL, it's guy. Although obviously everybody will want to twist it that way. And like if you're international journalist, the first angle you're going to come in is from your own perspective, because that's where you are from. People are going to look at it that way, and you're going to just drag it onto the holes of censorship and not having freedom of speech thing. But actually in China, the very simple reason of call it off is because people go crazy over this type of things, and it creates so much unrest on internet. And to China, stability is the most important thing. Everything else is less important. That's it. You create war on internet. You tear people apart. You literally affect reality in very unresting ways. And you affect young people, underage people, people who are in school. The whole BL trend, if you know how bad, like around schools, bookshops gets like flushed by BL novels. So a lot of things that happen in that area of things, the fandom things and all that craziness, right? That's what pulled BL off Chinese internet and Dramaland. That banned it. Not because it's guy. Nobody cares. There's so many dramas that has so many guy, girl shipping. Like, you can ship them however you like. Just watch all the dramas that has happened in iQIYI last 3 years. You can ship guy in knockout. Really. And it's like selling it. It doesn't care. What it is, it doesn't want a broad daylight, branded, clear BL novel adapted stuff because of all the shit it creates on internet. And in the realm of, for example, young people's education, all that's what's sensitive and that got hammered down. Not because it's guy. Nobody gives a shit if it's guy. Chinese people don't care about that. Okay, I can tell you that honestly. Privately, individually, you might be a very traditional conventional people. You don't accept it that, but societally, there's no law, there's no religious inclination, any of that to say this is like not acceptable. If you do it, you should die, you go to hell. Nobody gives a shit. Do whatever you like in your bedroom. But so BL gets because of that reason, not because of this reason. Anyone tells you it is not, they're not from China. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, I tell you, this is what it is. If it didn't, so unfortunately, Word of Honor, right? That was the one that caused this thing that got too big, and people realized the shitstorm is out of control, and they realized how bad BL can cause these things, a catalyst to trigger all these episodes. So just cut it all down, and because they know if they keep allowing this to happen, it's gonna repeat. Think about after Word of Honor, the next big one would be Immortality that year, because everybody is banking on Tencent putting out Chen Feiyuan and Chen Zheyuan's Immortality out. We're still waiting. And it's bigger. It's so much bigger than Word of Honor. Everything considered. The IP, the money Tencent put in, the size of the drama, the popularity of the two leads. If they didn't put anything on it, and they let Tencent air that one, it's gonna be even crazier. And then immediately money and people who have their other motivation is going to jump into this game and trying to stir up the water, and you can bet internet is gonna be like in the shitstorm, and you don't know where it's gonna manifest. It can show up anywhere. Suddenly something happened, terrible, social like news, whatever. Suddenly something like it could go again, stability. Yeah, stability. Boom. And then it obviously affects youngsters too much. It affects young people. People who are still in school, teenagers, under even like what, 18, 16, 17. Like it's these like, you know, like 舆论 and also education. That's like super sensitive things. Most important super sensitive things about any established power. You know, then you meddle with that, you're like looking for death basically. So after what they see that happened due to word of honor, you know, to prevent it from ever happening, it kind of just got, that's what happened. The fact is, if immortality happened, you don't know how it's gonna turn out. It probably will be crazy. Things may go very out of control. Just imagine like word of honor plus Untamed together multiplied by like 5. Bad and good at the same time. Dramaland will be torn apart. Like internet will explode, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And honestly, if it happened, it probably will not do much good for either of these two guys. I know they're not like, they're doing okay now, but they're not super popular. And we joke about Chen Feiyu Arthur being never like getting where he wants to be, but at least they're alive. They're doing jobs one after another. They're not cancelled from Dramaland. They're not in some kind of like irrecoverable like dilemma and disaster. So in that sense that they're actually okay. And for the long run, it's better. If it happened. Right? If they just imagine, get too big, too big. It's so easy to just destroy these two guys. I can already, in my head, know existing things on their track record, on their past, on their family. I can dig out and like I can think about angles to attack these two guys and make them like burn into ashes. Easy. And I don't even like, I'm not even a gossip like journalist, but I already know angles. Like I can think of angles that can just destroy them easily. If they get big, it's gonna happen. Okay, just like in your face, instantly, you'll see it happening. So, honestly, for the well-being of all the guys who have done their BL dramas and now not airing, maybe it's for the better that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying forever. I'm saying 20 years later. Literally 20 years later. When they're 40 years, 50 years old. It would be irrelevant. Nobody will give a shit. Then you can air it however you like. And people are probably really gonna enjoy it. Because it's like a 20 years ago drama. Now we can watch it in Apple Vision Pro 10. And imagine that. When you have that 20 years later, right? That kind of technology, holographic, whatever. You watch it in your room. And they act, but they post it to the point they're 3D in your face. And when you're old, but you're looking at the younger them, that would be even greater. I'm just saying. Wait for 20 years when these guys are old enough to become irrelevant for the popular Dramaland. That'll be the best time for it to come out. Not now. Not now. Unrest is unwelcomed now in China. And then it's gonna destroy the people. Really, I honestly believe for the betterment of these actors, those dramas should stay quiet for now. And I can watch their other stuff. They've done plenty of other stuff. You know, it doesn't have to be. Do I want to see Wang Anyu and Fan Chengchen? Yes. Do I want to see Tan Jiansen, Chen Zhueyuan? Yes. Do I even want to see Mao Zijun and Zhang Yao? Yes. But if I have to choose between seeing that and then that's the end of them, and then their future works, okay, I'll go for the future works. Can't broadcast. No, you cannot do it outside of China. It wouldn't happen because it's made in China. If Chinese drama need to go outside the border, it has to go through Chinese censorship too. You cannot just like do that. If you do that, you break a law, and you're never gonna work in the industry anymore. So it's not gonna air on a foreign platform as a Chinese production first. No way. So in case you don't know, that's the law. So. You don't get it? Well, you are not on China's internet then. You should see how crazy internet gets. and it goes into real life. It's not just on surface. Have you seen last year when TF Boys held their concert at Xi'an? 10 years concert? Do you know TF Boys, right? Wang Junkai, Yang Qianxi, Wang Yuan. How crazy it was, that event. And that venue, and how local police were so stressed out, and how it destroyed Xi'an's concert business for a month after that. Because literally because of that event went out of control, the whole city, every big performance got cancelled. Like it affects reality. If fandom goes out of control, it affects things like people die. If crazy events happen, crazy gathering happen, people step on each other, and death happen. If you know what happened last year in Xi'an, the concert of TF Boys, you know what I mean by things on internet becomes like in reality, and it just creates unrest, literal unrest. And it's not welcomed. Okay, it's not gonna. The government is like, I don't need you silly little people, like, to give me more trouble on top of every shit I have to deal with already. You're just like, what, fans of a BL drama, and you're gonna like gather like 200,000 people in this place, and then like lock down the streets, and no, okay. And that's just like the simple thing. Like there could be even worse things. Open your imagination. So if you know what happened last year of the concert because of TF Boys, you know, it's one example of what can happen. Is it a role for government to stop concerts and ban dramas? Have concerts and stuff not getting banned by government in other places? It gets banned all the time. Films, specific person, performances, songs, censor. It's more like US doesn't do it. They just do it for different reasons. You know? So, it's just very understandable thing, you know, that happens in realistic world, because we live in a realistic world, and somebody needs to go and collect the trash and sweep the streets, you know. It's not only just in imaginary space. Oh, it's already 12:30 already. So I will stop this in 2 minutes and say a final Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you all have a great year of dragon. I'm not doing dragon stickers like I didn't do the tiger last year because it's too much drawing. Dragons are too complicated. Okay, they're not easy to draw, not like a bunny. So next year will be snake. I don't think anybody likes snake stickers, do they? 龙年大吉，新年快乐，财源广进，万事安康。I don't know, whatever. 1 minute, 2:30, and I'll cut it at 12:30. If you're where you should be sleeping, just go to sleep and hope you have a good Sunday. Yes. And then a good rest of the month and rest of the year. Really? Oh, I have one person who likes snakes. Okay. I'm a bit by snakes. Okay, not my type of animal. They're creepy to me. Okay, please take care. See you in my next video. Oops, that's weird. Okay.